So, dear learners, in this video we will be discussing about the requirements validation and also the techniques which are used for requirement validation. Just try to recall requirement validation. Don't get confused with this requirement validation with software validation. See, there is not a software validation. So, currently we are discussing at the first activity of software process model, that is requirement specification. Okay. So, here we are talking about the requirements validation. Requirement validation is one of the stage under requirement engineering process. So, requirement engineering process is actually the process of defining, collecting and defining what? The requirements, which is nothing but the first stage of software process activities. So, that is our actual stage here, clear. Okay. So, under this requirement validation is concerned, assuming that we have already that requirement existence analysis has been done. So, we have defined the requirement specification, classification has been done. Okay. Now, we have been already we have defined the requirements with the functional requirement, non-functional requirement, domain requirements, everything has been done there. Now, our job is to validate those requirements, whether those requirements are correct or wrong. So, that is the job of what? Requirement validation. So, in requirement validation, basically it is going to concern with what? Demonstrating that requirements define the system that customer really wants. So, that we need to check, that is called requirements validation. Okay. So, and another point is requirements errors, normally they are very costly. Okay. They are high. So, validation is very important. Why? Because today if we define the requirements and if it is not get validated, if it is having a mistake and if we carry forward for the design and implementation, and once the software is get developed, later if we come to know that our defined requirement is not valid or it is incorrect, then it is more costlier to come back and make the or fix the changes there. Why? Because every time we need to, whenever we will change any requirement, we have to change the design, we have to change the implementation. Once again my software has to undergo validation, testing has to be done, then it should be delivered to the customers there. So, that is why it is very much costlier, around 100 times cost for what? Fixing an implementation error in later stages. So, that is why lot of care should be taken at the time of define the requirement. That is why requirement validation is very important task here. Okay. So, during this requirement validation, we are going to perform different types of checks. Okay. Just have a look at there, what are those different types of checks that will be done. The very first one is validity check. Validity check means does the system provide the functionality which best support the customer needs. Okay. Whether this requirement is valid or invalid. When we will say that the requirement is valid, if and only if that requirement is going to provide the functions which best support to the customer needs. Means with 100% matching, it should meet what? The customer needs. So, like that my requirement should be what? Defined. That is what the validity of the requirement will say. Okay. So, second check is consistency. Okay. Whether the requirements are having any conflict, there should not be a controversy statement should be written here. Okay. So, our requirement should be always what? Consistent. Why? Because the requirements are dependent. Most of the time the requirements are what? Dependent. There will be a relationship between one requirement to the another requirement. So, that is why there should not be any kind of what? The conflict should be there between any requirement, that is called as what? The consistency that is to be maintained. And my every requirement should be always what? Complete. Means whether all functions required by the customer are included or not, that we need to check. It should not be incomplete. Okay. It should not be at the abstract level. Every minute detail should be get added while defining our requirements, that is called as what? The completeness. Okay. And another important check is every requirement should be realistic. Means we will check for the realism. Realism means what? Can the requirements be implemented given available in the given available budget and what? Technology. See, our requirement definition should not be named in such a way that it cannot be implementable or the technology may not be available. Like that we cannot define the requirements. Is it clear? It should be implementable. It should be implementable within the budget with the technology, that is called as what? The realistic. Okay. And the last one is what? Verifiability. Verifiability in the sense what? Every requirement should be capable of checking and measuring, saying that whether the requirement has been properly implemented or not. So, somewhat we are capable of measuring those requirements. That is what verifiability of what the requirement is concerned. Okay. And just have a look at here, some different techniques are there for requirement validation is concerned. The very first technique is requirements reviews. Okay. So, reviewing is nothing but what, it's a continuous process where we need to analyze manually the previously defined requirements regarding with their completeness, their realistic, whether their validity, all these things. It's a continuous process. Every time whenever a new requirement will be get added, a review has to be done there. Okay, it's a continuous process that should be done. Then prototyping. So, we need to execute executable model that should be always helpful for the better understanding of what the system. Is it clear? So, whenever we will start with any new software implementation, even being a technical person also we may not be having the clear cut idea what exactly the services and functionalities to be get what included. So, that's highly impossible. So, as the time lapses there, so automatically we will be coming up with a good idea of understanding of the system that is possible with such kind of prototype development always. The prototype help us to what the better understanding of what the system and how the system is supposed to be get designed and what developed. And also we need to generate the test case generation. See, for every defined requirement we need to generate the test case. It means that with what inputs we can verify whether our requirements has been implemented correctly or wrong, not. Okay. For every defined requirements you have to define a set of variety of inputs, that is nothing but what test case generation. It means that my every requirement should we need to check what its testability. Okay. We need to give a variety of inputs for that requirement which is to be get implemented. Okay. And it should be ready always, and also we should know that what is the expected output for that. Is it clear? That is called what test case generation. So, within this just have a look at there, we are going to concentrate only on the requirement reviews here. So, our requirement reviews, they are nothing but the regular review should be done while requirements will be get defined and formulated. Okay. And normally both client and contractor staff should be involved in the reviews. Okay. So, either it may be the people who are involved in the development and also what the person who has given the contract of for the development of the software, they can include in this one. And reviews may be either formal or what informal, means either with completed documents and all evidence that you can sit with and you can discuss there, and a good communication between the developers, customers and users, which will help to what resolve the problems in the early stages. So, these reviews will always very much helpful. Okay. And while doing the reviews, some of the checks will be done here. Just have a look at here. The checks are, first one is verifiability. Okay. Whether every defined requirement is verifiable or testable or not. So, that is the first check we need to do that. And second check is comprehensibility. Comprehensibility means it is all about the whether we have properly understood the requirements or not. Why? Because there should not be any kind of misunderstanding while studying going through that particular requirement. Okay. So, as a developer, as a design and developer, we need to have the clear cut idea about what exactly the requirement says, what exactly the purpose of that requirement. Okay. So, that should be done always. Okay. Then traceability. See, traceability involves to know about the origin of the requirements clearly stated. Okay. So, for every requirement we need to define the origin, okay, from where this requirement has arisen. So, that is very important. Why? Because tomorrow if I am going to change the requirement, then it will be helpful for us. And another important thing is in traceability only. So, we are going to make a traceability matrix actually. So, traceability matrix is nothing but we will make a list of the requirement, because requirements are dependent, I told. So, one requirement may be dependent on what the another requirement. See, for example, say imagine. So, you have to make a tabular column of the matrix like this. Let it be requirement 1, 2, 3, 4, then here 1, 2, 3, 4. So, here requirement 1 may be dependent on 2 and what 4. Requirement 2 may requirement 3 may be dependent on what requirement 4. So, like this traceability matrix will always help you to identify and understand where exactly the dependency is there. So, whenever for example, say in this case if you make changes to the requirement 3, as it is going to depend on the requirement number 4, then automatically we need to think how it is going to affect the requirement number 4 when you make the changes for what requirement number 3. So, this is all about helpful at the time of what that traceability check. At the same time, adaptability in the sense what how the requirement can undergo change in near future, that also you should be ready, because requirements are dynamic. We have already told changes are inevitable, nobody can stop the change. Okay. So, every defined requirement has to undergo change one or the other day. Okay. So, today if I define any requirements, and if tomorrow if it is to be get changed, how it can be done. So, that plan you should have in well in advance, that is called what the adaptability. So, these are some of the different checks that will be done during the review process. So, this is all about what the requirements validation and its techniques are concerned. Okay. Thank you.